Skinamarinky dinky dink, skinamarinky doo. King of the Weirdos here, your Nicolas Cage expert, one of 9 people in the entire world to see all of Nicolas Cage's films. And today I'm here to talk about the 1982 classic Fast Time at Ridgemont High, a true story. It was directed by Amy Heckerling, and written by Cameron Crowe. Crowe attended the University of San Diego High School. He went undercover and posed as a high school student. That's where he got his material for this film. Hopefully he wasn't banging those students. Oh, don't do it, bro. This is Cage's first appearance on the big screen, and he only receives about 5 seconds of screen time. Yeah, so sad. You can catch him at the football game for about half a second. He's in the crowd cheering on, and then he works at the grill at the All-American Burger. Yeah, that scene where Brad gets fired. Cage was originally considered for the role of Brad Hamilton, but the studio thought his performance was too dark and gritty, like Eric Stoltz in Back to the Future. And funny enough, he's in this film too. Cage was only 17 when he made this film, and he lied about his age so he could get a bigger part. My hero, Cage. He's always up to something, some shenanigans. So this week we don't get a lot of that juicy Cage action, so I'll just keep it short. Dive right into the film. It stars Jennifer Jason Leigh as Stacy, Judge Reinhold as Brad. I always remembered him as the stepdad in The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Yeah, he's a little wiener in that film. Got Brian Backer as Mark the Rat Ratner, Robert Romanus as Mike, Phoebe Kate as Linda. Oh yeah, I remember her from Gremlins. Good stuff. And also another classic, Drop Dead Fred. Love that movie. Used to get laid to that movie. The ladies love that movie. And then also Sean Penn as Jeff Spicoli. Iconic role. We'll talk about it in a little bit. This film is a teen comedy drama that follows our main cast of characters throughout an entire year of high school at Ridgemont High. We do spend a good amount of time with each of the characters, and we really get to see their ups and downs, their wants and desires, their fears and flaws. Some critics have scrutinized this film for its lack of plot, but I actually praise it for this. To me, this feels more real. When I was a teen, high school wasn't calculated. It didn't follow some plot structure. Each day brought something new. The film really captures the essence of the chaos of being a teenager in the 80s. The story follows Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, Stacy, throughout the majority of the film. I would consider her the main character. She's experimenting, finding her own sexuality, and dealing with the peer pressure of losing her virginity. Very relatable stuff. She does end up losing it to a 25-year-old stereo salesman. Yeah, she lies to him, tells him that she's 19 when she's only 15. Come on, bro. I think you can tell. I think you know you're a pedo. You know what I mean? True, you could say, she told me she was 19, but yo, dude, that ain't gonna hold up in a court of law. Ain't gonna work, bro. I enjoy this film, how it tackles Stacy's sexual experimentation. In other films, they would suggest that her sleeping around as being slutty. But this film is aware of the teenager perspective of sex, and it never shames her for it, so I applaud it for that. Another main character, Mark Ratner. He's a nerdy guy, shy kid who works at the movie theater at the Ridgemont Mall. He's always accompanied by Mike, a slick talking ticket scalper who considers himself a ladies' man, but he's no ladies' man at all. He's kind of a chode. Character kind of makes you hate him at the end. During the film, these two kind of find themselves stuck in a love triangle with Stacy. Last but not least, I got to talk about Sean Penn as Jeff Spicoli. This guy steals the show. He's kind of a side character, but not really. I mean, he takes over. Every scene he's in is iconic. He pretty much invented the surfer pothead persona that's been ripped off over the last 40 years. Yeah, I don't think this kind of character existed before this movie. And it's always so much fun to see him piss off his history teacher, Mr. Han. It's classic. Yeah, I love his role. He looks great in this film as well. He's very toned. Moving on, this film is a great combination of comedy and drama and knows how to balance each very well. The movie delves into some serious topics as well, such as drug use and even abortion. Yeah, it was ahead of its time. A lot of films don't even want to talk about this today. That old Mike character manages to weasel his way into Stacy's panties in a very cringe-worthy sex scene. Yeah, this guy busts his nut in under 10 pumps. Come on, guy. Well, yeah, I'd probably be prematurely ejaculating too if I was in his shoes. I mean, look at this girl's body. That is popping. Oh, while we're on the subject of nudity, this movie has a lot of nudity. We see all the main female characters topless, naked at some point in the film. I can't imagine a movie doing this today, throwing Pitch Perfect, and at some point every character's topless. No, it's not going to happen. That's something that died with the 80s. It fizzled out in the 90s as well. And yes, while I'm talking about nudity, I have to talk about the most iconic scene that everyone always brings up. The scene that kept up many 80s teenagers at night, huddled over their VCRs. Yeah, it's a scene where Stacy's brother's jerking off. He's whacking it. And he imagines the very attractive Phoebe Kate as Linda topless. She exposes himself to him in front of the pool. Oh, yeah. Those are some top-notch cherry nips. Supreme. Excellent. I'm sure Kleenex sold triple the amount that year. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they made a lot of money. Anyway, before I go, I do have to talk about the soundtrack. Me being a music fan, this film has a very memorable 80s soundtrack featuring many icons of the time, including Jackson Browne's Somebody's Baby. Yeah, that's Stacy's bang theme. Yeah, every time she's about to get the old clam wet, they jam this song. I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but whatever. It's a great tune. We also get some Don Henley, some Joe Walsh, Oingo Boingo, Billy Squier, Stevie Nicks, the Go-Go's, Jimmy Buffett, Sammy Hagar, Tom Petty, Led Zeppelin. Oh yeah, and my personal favorite, Moving in Stereo by the Cars. Just an amazing soundtrack. So if you want some 80s jams, throw this bitch on. Overall, I enjoyed the film. It's a great coming-of-age flick, and it ushered in a wave of teen comedies in the 80s. Characters were all believable and also relatable, which is hard to do. The themes of this film still run true for kids today growing up. And if you're looking for some 80s nostalgia, this is the perfect flick for you. I think some of it's dated, but even teenagers today can relate to this film. I'm going to give it 89 out of 100 Phoebe Kate nipples. Very delicious. Check it out. Yep, and that's Fast Time at Ridgemont High. Check it out. I'm the king of the weirdos. Till next time, don't be a premature ejaculator.